Alright, so we are back for another Dokkan Battle video, and in today's video we are going to be going over what the EZA Exchange Buu's details could look like, because of course it did get revealed that he is going to be EZAing during the current Golden Week celebration relatively soon, so the 2nd of next month, so what, here in like almost a week. He's got a lot of potential. Tech Exchange Buu is, let me just say this, he's got some things built into his kit to where if they kind of handle the EZA correctly, he could be insanely busted. So, you know, he's got that damage reduction if they just want to give him some start of turn defense, maybe bump the damage reduction up a little, make his super attack effects just a little bit better, and then this guy could easily be just absolutely insane. He's also on a lot of really weak teams, so overall, just a great choice for an EZA. Don't get me wrong, there definitely was other choices they could have picked, but I think all of the options they had for EZAs was really good. Like, who are you going to EZA? Tech Ultimate Gohan? All right, make him insane. That'd be insanely difficult to not make him great. I'll just say that. You know, there's the Int Super Saiyan 3 Goku and the Tech Majin Vegeta. They're going to be absolutely crazy with their EZA. And then there's this guy. So all the EZA options for this Golden Week celebration, they're going to be good, right? So whoever they decide to EZA later in the Golden Week celebration, I guarantee you they're going to be absolutely insane. And this guy is definitely going to stick to that as well. So just to look at his kit right here, you can see his leader skill. 4 key and 170% to Majin power, and then 3 key, 170% HP and attack to artificial life forms, and then 130% to artificial life forms for defense. Obviously not a great leader skill just because of this right here, but with his EZA, you can see the wiki kind of predicted it. You know, it's just going to be 170% to both of these categories. So nothing insane with that, but I mean, for newer players, or if you're just straight up missing a lead for Majin power or artificial life forms, this guy definitely will be a good substitute if this is all you've got. And then for a super attack effect right now, he gets 50% attack and then causes immense damage to enemy. Dude, just add some defense in there. I don't care. 30% defense, 50% defense, whatever. I'd rather it be 50% just because that'd look nicer, and also it would be a better buff. 50% attack and defense is a really good super attack effect, especially with this right here. But if they just want to make it 30% defense, I don't think it's that big of a deal because, well, this right here. So he gets 1 key and then 100% attack, start of turn, and then reduces damage received by 40%. So if they just give him like 120% start of turn attack and defense, and I'm lowballing it, it's probably going to be more like 150%. But as long as they give him that start of turn defense stat, dude, paired with this and defense on super, he's already good, right? He's already going to be looking impressive. So I pulled up another EZA that was very similar to this guy, the AGL Zamasu. Talked about this in a previous video. He had a very similar case with this Buu. So before his EZA, didn't have a start of turn defensive stat, had 40% damage reduction, and then with his EZA, well, I mean, look at this, right? He got a start of turn defensive stat. He's stacking defense now, and he kept his damage reduction. And actually, you know what? Yeah, it's the exact same start of turn attack stat. So 100% attack, and then 100% attack, and then 40% damage reduction, and 40% damage reduction. So he got an extra 40% to his attack, and then also they matched the defense with that, with his EZA. So with this Buu, I mean, we can at least expect 140% attack and defense start of turn with this guy, just because that's how they handled this guy, and his EZA was, you know, a long time ago. So at this point, I think it's safe to say we're at least going to get the same buff that he got with a modern EZA. I wouldn't expect the damage reduction to go up. I don't really think they need to either. 40% is a pretty significant amount, and it's very reliable alongside some pretty solid defense. And like I said, by giving him a start of turn defensive stat, by giving him defense on super, he's going to get some pretty solid defense. So for the first transformation, for Buu Good, that's really all they have to do, right? Defense on super, give him a little bit of extra attack, and then match that attack stat with a defensive stat. And then maybe give him like, I don't know, 3 key, just to give it to him for the hell of it, right? Because, I mean, it's an EZA, might as well make him better in every way possible. And then, yeah, that's pretty much all you got to do with this guy. Already really good potential there. And then for Evil Buu, so, yeah, 50% attack and then seal super attack. Exact same thing here. If they want to give him 30% defense, if they want to give him 50% defense for 1 turn, or they want to make him stack like they did with the AGL Zamasu, that's perfectly fine as well. I think one thing that they could do is make him stack up until he gets to Super Buu. So we could see him, like, I don't know, greatly stacked defense while he's in the Fat Buu state. And then when he goes to Evil Buu, he's only normally stacking defense. And then he just completely loses the ability to stack, right? So something like that I think would be pretty cool. It'd make it to where he's getting a lot of defense really quick, but then it does kind of drop off as you transform, of course, so it's not too OP. But with this super attack effect, like I said, give him some defense there, and then he's fine. So his passive is that he gets 2 ki, 150% attack, reduces damage received by 40%, and then a high chance of stunning the attacked enemy, and a medium chance of evading enemy's attack, including super. Alright, this is where it starts to get really crazy. Now we're talking dodge. Now, medium chance, obviously, not that great, but, I mean, you know, bump that up to a high chance, give him, well, what they do with the Zamasu? So in Zamasu's second form, it's 120%, and it goes up to 150%. Okay, so not really sure if they'd make this that much higher. I'd say maybe like 160, 70, 80% is realistic in terms of like a percent buff. But obviously they would do that for attack and defense. So let's just lowball it. Let's say it's only 160% attack and defense. They make this like 4 ki. They keep the 40% damage reduction, defense on super, and a high chance to dodge. Okay, so that's a high chance to dodge, 40% damage reduction, and then also this guy's start of turn defensive stats going to be reasonably good considering the, you know, defensive buff he's going to get after his EZA, and then also he's got that defense on super. So what they'd probably go for with his design, just to be realistic of how they typically handle EZAs like this, like with the Zamasu, for the first couple turns, you probably want to keep him in slot 2 and 3 just so he has the opportunity to stack. And then once you go into the final state, or if you just want to stay in this Fuse Zamasu after you stacked a little, then you can start to throw him in slot 1 because you've stacked up, you know, defense that goes very good alongside his damage reduction. Same thing with this guy. For the first couple turns, you're stacking up, keeping him in slot 2 and 3 if he is going to be a stacker. And then obviously by the time you get to Super Buu, he's probably going to lose that ability to stack, but, you know, he's got higher damage reduction, he's going to have higher start of turn stats. So he's going to be a bit better for slot 1 because you're carrying over that stack defense. And even if they don't want to do that, that's still fine because they just want to give him like a lot of stats start of turn. You know, combined with the damage reduction, that's still going to make him insane for slot 1. And this guy's a little different than the Zamasu because he has dodge. So if you're combining high defensive stats with damage reduction and dodge, goddamn, yeah, like I said, really good potential. This little thing right here, who cares about that? Make it like guaranteed or something. I mean, stunning is useful, but really only for Super Battle Road. So, I mean, you know, not a whole lot of value, especially because this is a transforming unit. So you're not getting to the peak potential of this unit until turn 5, 6, right? And at that point, that kind of makes this guy a little less valuable for Super Battle Road because, of course, those really only last like 3 turns, 4 turns. But regardless, more stuff is always nice. So if they just want to make this guaranteed, definitely would be down for that. And then finally, Super Buu. So his super attack effect is already really good. He gets 50% attack and defense for 3 turns. If they want to make this like 5 turns, that could make him absolutely insane. If they don't want to touch it, I think that's fine. So if he is going to be a stacker, then I don't think they're going to touch this because, you know, if they give him built-in additionals too, and he's stacking, you know, you get really lucky with like your hidden potential system supers. Then you go into Super Buu, and you're getting 50% defense for 3 turns, and you've got your damage reduction. I mean, defensively, I think he's going to be fine. Because also, like I mentioned, it's not 40% damage reduction anymore. It's 50%. 50% is very good. So, I definitely think that, you know, they can do a lot with this guy. Let me just say that. This guy's potential, again, absolutely insane. Make this like 4 ki, 5 ki, whatever. The ki doesn't really matter. This guy never really struggles with ki either, because he's got a couple good key links. Yeah, he's got Majin. He's got... Oh, I guess that's it. Well, no, he's got Fear and Faith. And then... Oh, okay, so just Majin and Fear and Faith, yeah. But most of the time you're running with other Buu units, so you're going to be getting both those links activated. And that by itself is 4 ki. So 4 ki, and then, you know, maybe you're running like a support or 2 on the team. This guy's never really going to be struggling with ki, but this extra ki is always nice reassurance that he's going to get his super, so definitely not complaining about that. I'm just saying they might not need to bump it up that much. I'd rather them put effort into other things, like maybe matching a defensive stat with this. They really don't need to make this like 300%. They could just give him 220% attack and defense, and then that alongside that, and then, you know, that, yeah, dude, it just gets crazy really quick. Well, let's look at the final form of Zamasu. So, before his EZA... Okay, he had 280% attack. And then they bumped us up to 300%, but they only gave him 100% defense. All right, so you know that's probably what they're going to do here then. They're going to make this like 250, if not just 300%, and then give him like 120% defense or something like that. But regardless, that alongside, again, this, and then mainly this, he's still going to be really good. So definitely good there. And then a chance of performing a critical hit plus 12% per rainbow key sphere obtained. All right, now listen. Hear me out. Hear me out. This is going to sound pretty crazy, but imagine they make this like 15% and they make him a rainbow orb changer. I know that would be pretty busted, but if this guy was a rainbow orb changer, that would massively help the teams he's on. And I guess this is a good segue to talk about that. Dude, a lot of bad teams right here. I mean, this is pretty much all we're talking about in the video, so I guess we can go over them all. We got Resurrected Warriors right here. Some good options. Don't get me wrong. Don't mind the demon monkey on the right, by the way. That completely freaked me out. Anyway, sorry. There's some good options on this category. Of course, we got Hirudegan. We got Golden Frieza. Potentially this guy getting an easy A. Yeah, this guy's easy A. This guy obviously just released. He's pretty good. Tech Ultimate Gohan can be pretty good. But it's a mix of like extreme and super class units, so you can't get a good solid team. So if we were to get an easy A for this guy, he would obviously make the extreme class side of this category look a lot better. And if he's a rainbow orb changer, then he's going to be able to make that team a lot more well-rounded and just make a lot more sense, right? So Resurrected Warriors is one category he's massively helping. Majin Buu Saga is already pretty good, but if you want to just throw together like an extreme class Majin Buu Saga team, obviously he'd be helping that out a lot. Transformation Boost already pretty good. Time Travelers, I keep on forgetting he's on this category. I mean, I guess it makes sense, whatever. Yeah, he's helping that out. Artificial Life Forms, not really the greatest. Yeah, Gamma 1 is still the best lead for this category. Wow, okay. And then, yeah, so just androids, really. I mean, Boo's not really going to have an amazing spot on here because it's androids dominated. So he's kind of helping that, but it's not, like, insane. Of course, he's helping Majin Power. I already talked about this a couple times in the past couple videos, so I won't even pull the category up. But if we get an LR Kid Buu, if we get, like... Well, I mean, yeah, I guess we don't really need any more Majin Power EZAs. All right, I know I said I wasn't going to pull it up, but let me pull it up for a second. Yeah, because we got the physical Buuhan. If we get the Tech Exchange Buu, that's another Majin Power EZA. I mean, I guess this Kid Buu could EZA. But other than him, this category already has most of the EZAs it needs. So, yeah, I mean, just give us a good EZA for Tech Exchange Buu and an LR Kid Buu, and this category would be really good. Obviously, you'd have a great rotation right there, having this guy in slot 2, getting his defense on super, and then an LR Kid Buu who, I mean, you could only hope would be good for slot 1, and then, you know, you get a little craziness going on there, but that's only if we get an LR Kid Buu, so I guess that's for a whole nother video. And then Power Absorption, very similar to Majin Power, just a lot of Buus on there, so of course he's going to be helping that out. Gifted Warriors, that's more super class dominated, so he's not doing that much for the category, but still definitely good help. And then we got Stored Figures. Who do we got on here? Yeah, Bardock. Oh, okay, Majin Buu leads this category, okay. Yeah, Stored Figures, and then the extra 30% is Worldwide Chaos and Resurrected Warriors. All right, so you could probably get a pretty decent extreme class team going on here. But if he got his EZA, if this guy did, and he was like a Rainbow Orb Changer, or, I mean, he is going to be getting his EZA, but if he's a Rainbow Orb Changer, yeah, he'd definitely help this out a lot, because a lot of these extreme class units are just like, very random, right? We got a couple Buus, King Vegetas, Demon King Piccolos, Hirudegans, some of the Heroes units, so yeah, this guy would definitely help that out if he was a Rainbow Orb Changer, just so everyone would, you know, get key better. Heavenly Events, already kind of good. Kind of. Legendary Existence, kind of already good. Sworn Enemies, I guess he could be alright on there. Bond of Friendship, he's not really helping. And then Worldwide Chaos, yeah, I mean, I guess he'd be alright on there as well. So, mainly, you know, your Resurrected Warriors, Artificial Life Forms, Majin Power, Power Absorption, Stored Figures. Those are the big categories he's helping. And if he's a Rainbow Orb Changer, he's going to just make them insanely better for, like, extreme class teams, really. Because he's going to make everyone get key a lot easier if he's a Rainbow Orb Changer. So, I guess that pretty much is the video. Just to recap everything, this guy's going to be very good. There's really no way they fumble his EZA. As long as they give him a defensive stat alongside the attack stat. So by that, I mean as long as they give him 100% defense here. and then as long as they give him like, 150% here, and then a reasonable amount here, he's going to be great, right? Between the Rainbow Orb, extra crit chance, the damage reduction, the defense for multiple turns, there's no real way they mess him up. So let me know in the comments what you guys want his Easy A to look like, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.